Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna go over mining Kaspa with my ASICs. Obviously it's ASICs mineable only, and you can do GPU mine, but I don't think you're gonna get there. So if we look as hashrate.no for all of our miners there, KS5L will report let's see, what do? They report profit $8 and over 24 hours $38 profit. So it does kind of show it. Hashrate.no accounts a little bit on transaction fees, because if you think you're not really getting your Kaspa transactions based over the hash rate, right? So all of these ASICs are right now up in the top of the list, especially KS5M from iceriver. And if we just search without any Bitman, obviously KS5 Pro is almost $75 a day. Why is that? I mean, if we look at the K1 pool, right, it's telling me projected KS5M gonna do $96, KS5L gonna do $80 based on network 1.7 petahash, right? Not petahash, it's the exahash now. So the price of Kaspa didn't help. It dropped to 13 cents. Even was 12 point something cents a couple days ago, right? And it's now hovering around 13 cents, still kind of low from where it was. But when we look at it, and obviously I am just got my day review 24 hours, and let's take a look there. I was able on my KS5M yesterday, it was higher than its projected 90 Kaspa, but I did 149, and today it was 428. That's about 4.5 times more Kaspa than it should be making, and it's a $46.23, and that's the amount after power. So guess what? After power, it's making now $46. It was just $9 yesterday, and it was last week because of the price of Kaspa dropped. Look at that. It was making $3. My KS5Ls was going negative at some point, where I was gonna shut them down. And I did shut it down KS3s. Now I kind of worry that I should have to run them now, because I'm losing that opportunity to collect extra Kaspa. Because if I calculate 3 times more, they were doing about 50 Kaspa a day. But if it's 4 times more or 5 times more, right, it close to 200 Kaspa a day for KS3. It's still really profitable. So I can have my KS3 miners back, and my even KS3M is gonna be profitable, which is kind of weird to see that they used to be only like doing 40 Kaspa, so now they probably around 30 Kaspa a day. With the times 5, it's still like 150 Kaspa. It's fine. I mean, like, I'll take it. It's better. So, and what causes this number go that high? Obviously, it's not going to be constant. It's only when we have transaction exploding just like that. All right, so this is the place where I actually like to check daily. I'm a little bit behind. I saw it yesterday, but I didn't have time to reset to go and turn my KS3s and KS3Ms, but at least everything else is running. I didn't shut down KS5Ls and KS5M, which is kind of lucky, because I did 2000 Kaspa instead of the 500 Kaspa, and that makes me happier a little bit, right? And why is it? Because the transaction, look at that, we had almost close to 1 million transactions per hour in the last, how many hours there? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours. There's a little spike there, but from 24 hours, at least 16 hours, so that's more than a half, was going to close to 1 million transactions per hour. What it means for us miners, we get a little bit of those transactions fees. because we help facilitate the network, right? So how do I get to this website? So you go to kas.fyi, and if you go to community tool, there is a Kas, right? The very last one. So you click on that and open this link there, and you're gonna get to this 24 hours transaction hourly. Also, you see this transaction going here in the real time, but the real time is kind of low now, 160 transaction per second, which is still a lot higher than normally. We'll see one transaction per second between 1 and 10, and 10 it was kind of high, but seeing 150 transaction per second, it's pretty high, higher than normal, I should say. But if it goes to 300, look at that, goes to 200 in the real time. You guys, can you see that right there? Those transactions fluctuate a lot, but it goes to 300-400 transactions a second, right? So we can do simple math, and 24 hours. So we'll go 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds. So we get an 86,000 seconds a day. If we multiply this 133 transactions per second, that's 11 million transactions. Something not right there. So this fluctuate a lot, but if we will be stable at 133 transactions per second, that's how much we would get per hour. So obviously this number goes up and down a lot. It could spike probably to 200-300 transactions per second, and then it drops to 50 or 30 transactions per second. So really average is probably not 11. We just go 1 million transaction per hour and divide by 24 hours. Oh wait, that's per hour. I did calculation wrong, sorry about that. So yeah, so really it's 60 minutes an hour times 60 times 60. What are we getting? 60 times 60. It's 3,600, right? So 306,000 times 155. That's our average, 558,000 transaction if we are at 155 rate. So if it's so you actually went to 300 transactions per second constantly to get to a million, right? So let's do that, 3,600 and multiply times 300 transactions per second. That's a million, a little over a million. So when you see this number goes close to a million, that's constantly getting 300 transaction average per second in every of this hour. Okay, so that's per hour. So I was calculating 24 hours before, which is wrong. All right, so that's your guess. So if you seeing like 100 transactions per second and goes 150 and then drops to 50, so your average will be half of that, probably about 500,000 transactions, like right here, 668. This was 140, 180, actually dropped to 78,000 transactions per hour. Maybe it's not complete hour. Yeah, so this one is still kind of dark, so this is still going on because we just half hour through. So obviously we are spiked a little bit higher than normal, because normally we would get lately, I wonder if we can see full chart. Let's see. Oh, right there. So in the last, oh, there is a spike there. So usually we are all the way there. We're there at the bottom. It doesn't give me, it's pretty much per day, 40,000 transactions per day, which is very, very low. There is a little spike there on July 2nd. And I remember that day was a slight spike there. So we got a little bit of the extra rewards, maybe a 10 extra Kaspa per miner at that time. That was a little testing there, but look at that. It's September, roughly 11, no, 17, 15. So the 15 was the spike where we had 8.86 million transactions just in one day. I guess I think that's for a day. That's what we were calculating before, right? So it's 300,000 transactions. I mean, 300 transactions per second in average. So it just crazy. Then it dropped down a little bit, but since then we still have a little extra reverse here and there on Kaspa. So just pay attention to this graph. And mainly what I'm trying to do is just to look like when transaction coming constantly, like every hour. That makes sense to have your Kaspa asics on. So I'm not sure why. Probably a lot of miners were starting to turn down their machines. Why we have this hash rate? It was just going almost 1.27x hash, 1.2, and then it drops to, so about 20, it's about 200 petahash drop, which is kind of crazy. It's almost 20%, right? Anyways, just want to point it out. That's how I figured this out, make sure I didn't turn my asics there in this timing. Now when it's going out there, have to watch out and see how the progress is going to be. I'm glad that I didn't turn off the rest of the asics there. But I missed with the other. I could have the other KS3 running. It would be a nice extra 2 KS3, and BMKS would add probably an extra 600 Kaspa, which I missed that opportunity altogether. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Just want to make sure you guys see this, checking out this graph as you mine in Kaspa, but it's kind of difficult to go in and out. I mean, you can't automate really this feature yet, I don't think, but if you see something getting really spiking like that, it kind of makes sense. I would probably, if you have 1 or 2 hours going in a row, and I saw it before actually, if we go to this chart, full chart right there, right? So there was a time then we had the spikes going on here, and it would go like couple hours go high, and then it dropped, then couple hours high, then it dropped. So now we're seeing actually a pretty nice a peak in there, right? So then the Kaspa price obviously is right there, the chart of the Kaspa. It's very interesting to see how it there, kind of at the low now. We are back to probably there a May point, around May, and we were there also in February, and before that last year November we were there already at around 13 cents, right? Mid of November. So yeah, we're still kind of hanging there. Kaspa price is just being adjusting a lot. So we do have a huge correction there, I would say, because usually we would just go stably up, then down, not even considering network, other networks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, it would just be on its own spikes and lows. So I don't know, can't tell about the price, how to really figure out Kaspa there, what it based on, but we could see now the spikes on these transactions. It may gonna require more Kaspa to transfer stuff, so, or other coins, mint coins, and hopefully we'll see the Kaspa price appreciate a little bit because of that extra transactions, right? So, but we don't know. Nobody can tell if the price of Kaspa will go up yet now, or gonna dip down even lower, below 10 cents. But right now it's just going pretty well with those transactions. Like I said, when we look at our price there, and I mean the Kaspa amount, the Kaspa we can mine, even with the KS0 ultras, now it's all positive now, you know, like it was going negative. Ultras and pros, and you know, all of these miners were like going down, not doing anything good, but now at least, you know, getting something, get some friction there. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys have your Kaspa miners on, if it makes sense, but definitely for this last 24 hours, here you go, you know, like you would think it turned down, and here you go, the thing happened just right there in one day. A previous day was not that bad. I probably catch those couple hours on previous day there. And before that, if you look, I was going all the way to 417 Kaspa a day just a week ago, last Thursday. 417 Kaspa, versus 1935. It's almost 5 times difference, right? And let me see, 417 Kaspa was probably had extra miner there. I just sold one of the KS Pro, but yeah, they're always kind of going negative. I'm not making money there on this day. It's all, I'm not losing a lot, 50 cents a day. It's not huge, you know, it's not humongous, but just because of price of Kaspa dropped, it's showing now a lot lower number, especially it was like 12.55. That was disaster there. Anyways, we have kind of a good day of mining Kaspa finally after so long. I haven't seen that number for quite a bit since last spike was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? When was it? September 17, yeah, right there. 1700, September 16, 1766. And I had my KS3M on. That's weird. I didn't make that. My KS3's BMKS Max was on. So we actually getting a little bit better. Oh no, it was 2000 right there. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it was a little bit better on September 15 through September 16, I should say. A lot higher spike there. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Happy mining Kaspa and other coins. Stay tuned. We'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.